Thanks, Stephen, for reading for us. Padre Blakey currently holds the record as the longest continuously serving chaplain in the Royal Army Chaplains Department. Retiring last year, he joined the department just after it was formed in 1796. Sorry, Stephen, but it is great to have Stephen on board with us here at Veterans Chaplaincy with all of his experience. At Veterans Chaplaincy, we've been supporting our veterans who are stuck at home at this moment, trying to connect with them through phone calls and social media. And I recently had the privilege of speaking to a couple of World War II veterans. One of them remarked to me that unlike the Second World War, there's been no time to prepare for this coronavirus crisis. And because the virus happened so suddenly, the sense of isolation feels ever greater. Our reading today from Romans chapter 8 speaks about separation and how we are never truly isolated because we can never be separated from the love of God. In fact, nothing in all creation can separate us from God's love. As I've been speaking to veterans from all generations, the thing that has struck me most is how much we are all connected. There may be a separation of years, but there's no separation of experience. When I speak to someone from Iraq or Afghanistan, it is striking how similar that conversation is to someone who has served in earlier times. I remember an incident from my service. I was chaplain at Fort George, and during that time we lost 3 soldiers in Afghanistan. I was in my office, frantically trying to organize services, when a tall, elderly gentleman in civilian clothes entered the office unannounced and sat down in front of me. I was a little taken aback. Then he said, "My name is Robertson. I used to be a general." And so I was introduced to Major General Sir Ian Argyll Robertson. This gentleman, then in his 90s, had come to offer his sympathies for the 3 soldiers we had lost in Afghanistan. As we talked, I asked him where he had seen service. And I remember his words to this day. He said, "I joined as a subaltern in 1936, fought through North Africa, Sicily, and into Italy. I landed at Normandy in June 1944 and ended up in Berlin. I was then in Malaya, Egypt, and Aden, and I retired as a general in 1968. He was someone from a past generation of soldiers who had come to sympathize with the current generation. He was connected. Sir Ian came to offer his condolences in the loss of our 3 soldiers. And as he spoke, I couldn't help but think to myself, what has he not seen himself? Across the generations, through conflicts past and present, we are not separated or isolated. We are never truly alone. There is connection among those who are served. There is a common bond that links us. Romans chapter 8 tells us that there is nothing that can separate us from the love of God, neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything in all creation. No matter what we've experienced in the past or what we're going through today, no matter if we're on our own or among friends and colleagues, no matter if times are hard or easy, we are never separated from the love of God. Indeed, not even death itself can win, because in Christ we are more than conquerors. Times I know are troubled at the moment. Some of us are afraid. Some of us are alone. Some of us are grieving. Some of us are seeing death again. Some of us are frustrated because those freedoms we fought for and that many died for are hard to come by at this moment. But be assured, there is a God who loves us no matter what, and has through his Son defeated even death itself. He has made us conquerors more than conquerors. And just as 75 years ago today we celebrated the victory at the end of war, so victory is assured at the end of all of this too. Across the generations we are all connected, and through Christ we are never alone, because nothing can separate us from the love of God. At Veterans Chaplaincy, we're here to support. And should you want to speak to us, the links to do so will follow this service. God bless. Our next hymn reminds us of God's ever-present help in times past and looks to the same for the future. Let us join together and sing, O God, our help in ages past.